How do you get your dream job in the media tech industry? In this session, we'll look behind the scenes at the recruiting, interviewing, and hiring process for some of the top companies in media technology. We'll explore topics that new hires often find uncomfortable to discuss, such as negotiating your job offer. And we'll talk about 5 questions that you must ask during your interview. As you prepare to enter industry, you'll meet some hiring managers, human resource directors, and talent acquisition specialists who will be the gatekeepers to your dream job. By understanding the way that HR is structured and what the hiring managers are looking for, you'll be in a better position to enter the industry. You may have the talent, skills, and raw intellectual chops, but getting a job is also about who you know and if people like working with you. Here's an example. In summer of 1999, I was a quality assurance engineering intern at Cakewalk Music Software in Boston. During that summer, I spent a lot of time hanging out with an intern named Mark Ethier. We were just college kids working on automation software for Cakewalk Pro Audio 9. And sure, we went out for lunch and participated in a lot of work events as well. Well, Mark and I stayed in touch over the years. While I was at DigiDesign, Mark was founding iZotope. We would stay in touch, hang out at trade shows, and help each other out wherever possible. When I was about to leave iZotope in 2008 to start my own startup, well, Mark was my first phone call. After a brief phone call, Mark and iZotope were Imagine Research's first customer. Over 4 years of growing my startup, iZotope proved to be one of our closest allies and our best partners. So it made sense for me to inform Mark that, well, in 2011, we're raising some venture capital funding. At first, iZotope was interested as a potential investor. But as we reflected on our personal relationship and the mutual company roadmaps, it just made sense for iZotope to acquire Imagine Research. So here we are. My fellow college intern from Cakewalk Music Software had just acquired my company. And that happens all the time, actually, especially in our industry. Relationships and your personal network really matter. Business is done via networking, relationships, and personal interactions. When you are new to the industry, this feels unfair, but you do have a connection. If you put in some time, effort, and just put yourself out there, everybody taking this class is a potential connection. All the industry mentors can be your connections. We are your starting point. So here's some advice from our mentors. Network voraciously and try to add value to every personal interaction. Nearly every real industry interview with hiring managers or HR executives indicated that trusted personal referrals were the leading source of top-performing hires. This is supported by a 2014 industry study that found that while referrals made up about 6% of total job applications, they resulted in more than 25% of all hires. The study followed up that referrals who actually receive interviews have a 40% chance of getting hired than the non-referred candidates. Your network is your most valuable asset. In one of my first job interviews at Alesis, an engineering manager saw a pile of business cards that I had collected from my day of interviewing. He tapped the pile and said, "Keep these. You'll need these one day." Wow, he was right. That pile of cards, which grew taller and taller over the years and was eventually augmented by my LinkedIn account, is indeed where I go to first for recruiting, consultants, advisors, and new business development opportunities. Once you have your network, you're ready to rock. Let's look behind the scenes at the recruiting, interviewing, and hiring process for some of the top companies in media tech.